Welcome back everybody to Mafia the Old Country. So we're going to be continuing on with doing the races on this game. I think this one's going to be a circuit race this time round. And yeah, we're going to get in one of the more unruly cars that are in this game. And it is the Garzia Tumulto. So yeah, as you can see, 188 horsepower, 112 mile an hour top speed. Doesn't even weigh 2,200 pounds, and yet it only has a 2-speed gearbox as well. But as you can see, it is maxed out on acceleration, braking and grip, and it has a huge amount of torque, so you can slam it into second and it will still be able to pull quite easily despite that. So yeah, and this is that beast. So yeah, no idea what these two massive torpedo looking things on the top are, but they are there. And yeah, like the car that we used in the last episode, it does just basically have 2 seats on a chassis, and that is it basically. I think even the fuel tank is right behind your head. So if you did get it rammed up the back, you would blow up and die. So yeah, that's safety for you back in the 1920s. But yeah, there we go. And got a single headlight at the front as well, so you might well think you're coming up against a moped or a bike or anything like that, and you're not. In the night time, it is literally a car. So not very helpful. Although this is one of the only few to have a rear view mirror on it. Unfortunately, this game does not, put that into the graphics, so you can't really use it, but it is an interesting thing to actually have one for once. So yeah, we are going the wrong way. I just realised that. Yeah, this one's the Mountain Ascent one, I think it's called. As you can see, even though we're not even doing 30 kilometers an hour there, still able to easily pull at a reasonable rate of speed. That's just because this has so much torque. And yeah, really high speed, but it doesn't feel massively uncontrollable. Whether or not it's going to be controllable on a circuit race is another thing entirely. Yeah, as you can see they're getting more than 130 kilometers an hour there. Oh dear. Sorry, didn't see you there. Typical, when there's little traffic you crash into it, but when if there was a lot, like you're on GTA or something, yeah, more than likely going to avoid it. Right, which way are we going? This way? So yeah, probably quick. Likely to cause a crash like we just have in this race, but hopefully not. But still, it's interesting to just try out different cars for each of these races. Well, you were driving into me then. Why did you turn right? Go away. He literally turned into me. And then last minute tried to turn out the way when he knew there was going to be a collision. It did not work. Yeah, it doesn't feel wildly out of control. It just feels like, if you're going to be carrying at such speed in something that, quite frankly, still doesn't have the best of handling in comparison to a modern day car, then yeah, we are going to be in trouble. Right, where is this guy? Over here. At least we don't need to fuel up or anything. We do have plenty of that.
You've won before, remember? Time to show them it wasn't beginner's luck.
Yep, so 2 laps, 3 opponents, and yeah, need to get 3rd or better to get any kind of reward. Although I do currently have more than 8,000 denarii, but I am kind of saving that just in case a new vehicle crops up. I'm pretty sure there are other vehicles to unlock, but I'm not sure how to get them. But yeah, as you can see, we're the only one in this car here. So we should have the speed advantage at the very least. The only fear is that maybe we'll be too quick and get caught up in a crash. Take it slow enough. And hopefully take advantage when we can. At least we've only been a 2-speed, I don't have to go through many gears to get into top gear. past. Come on. Oh dear. Lost the rear end. Inevitably going to happen when in these kind of cars with this lower amount of grip and more power than is reasonable, I guess. Does not like shifting up when we're on a hill. Learn that. Come on, you're supposed to have the maximum amount of grip here. But this is my first time racing it, so I am inevitably going to be a bit rusty. See. Do see them though. Balls. I was catching them up. As much grip as it says it has, it really doesn't feel like it's got all that much. Especially when trying to put the power down out of a corner. Just needs to spin the wheels. Lost control again, god damn it. Right, when we were just catching them again. Yeah, this car's trickier to get used to than I figured it would be. I figured with the amount of grip and braking it's supposed to have, that combined with the fact it's only a 2-speed, that this would be a walkover. It's really not. I'm on ice half the time. Yeah, this is a little bit of a washout. It is first time trying this car out, but I'm kind of worried the learning curve with this car is a little bit steep. With simulation handling and such. The car is suffering for it. Oh dear. Well, eventually across the finish line. Steaming and well in last. So yeah, that is a little bit of a shame. I was hoping that car would be damn sight easier, so let's try it again. As per usual, we give these races 3 goes, and whatever our position at the end of the 3rd one, and that's final, quite frankly, for the video. Obviously, I do try these on my own time to get some more Denari and hopefully get some more guns or weapons or, you know, like knives and or, you know, more cars. We were doing reasonably well keeping up when we were in with the rest of them, so hopefully we can stay with it like that. about now is when it would be handy if that mirror actually worked. Slipping and sliding. Now obviously if we do win a race for the third go, then that's where the video will obviously end as well, but that hasn't happened really so far in these doing these races. They do take some getting used to. Just trying to keep that rear end in check. As we have seen, it can snap oversteer very quickly, usually without warning. Oh dear. So yeah, we got rear-ended by one of them and overtaken by another. At least we didn't lose too much speed and momentum. I'd rather lose the position and still being able to progress forward rather than spinning out. Speed, come on. It really doesn't like hills. Despite having, it feels like a very torquey engine, it just doesn't have it for the hills. We were tank slapping there, which is not helpful. The only one having issues though there. The problem with this 2-speed is that you can't make the most of, oh dear, whatever power you've got. It's either first gear up a hill and top out about 90, or change into second gear while going up the hill and drop back below that. So no real choices, to be honest, to be made. Quite frankly, considering we just slid on our side, I was expecting us to be in far worse position. Oh no. Killing me. Well, second place is a lot better than the last race, so that is an improvement. Whether or not we can finally clinch that first is another thing entirely, so let's try one more time. And yeah, did feel a lot more confident in that first lap, but obviously then we had a couple of mistakes. We rolled onto our side at one point, which is certainly not helpful. I think if we hadn't rolled onto our side, we would have stood a better chance of staying in first there. Weirdly, that does seem to help. They take that corner a lot more literally than it needs to be honest, which is helpful for me. And obviously I have the far trickier car to drive than they do. I think it's just because there's a very little amount of weight over the rear end compared to the front. As you can see, we've got this giant engine up front, and yet all that's really at the rear is me, a couple of seats, and a fuel tank, which I doubt weighs as much as the behemoth of an engine we've got up front. If you do know what those two, well, I said torpedo at the beginning, more like bombs really, with those pointed ends, what they are, then I'd like to know. But yeah, it is a magnificent looking thing, but not particularly easy to drive. Taking it very gingerly, quite frankly. Even then I'm making a mistake. Oh dear. I am getting hit up the backside. Don't do that, that's where my fuel tank is, and you might blow up yourselves. This is one reason why I like this game so much. We're barely doing 50-60 miles an hour, and yet having a much more fun race here than in racing games where you have far more speed going on. So, oh dear, I misjudged that. Hit the rocks and tip on your side again this time. But frankly, I feel like this game has gone massively underappreciated for its handling physics and just general driving. No, the simulation and manual transmission aspects of this game are not going to be for everyone, but I really enjoy them, and I'm glad I found out that you can put it in simulation and manual. Shift it into second just for that brief bit of burst of speed, and then slam on the brakes, because I'm not going to win this just only doing about 90. But we have won it regardless, yay! Don't think we've won a race on one of these episodes for quite some time, but regardless, yeah, glad we did it, and we get the full amount of money as well. Well, obviously we did win some in the previous races as well. And there we go. I wonder if we've unlocked any more races, or whether or not we're coming to the end of the circuit side of these races, because we do have some time trial and point-to-point ones still left, but genuinely not sure how many more of these that we have. So yeah, we've won that one. So we still have this point-to-point race, the cross-country run, and we still have this time trial here, coast-to-coast country as well. Any more? I think we're, yeah, not a huge amount more left to do in terms of races with this game, but still really enjoying it. It's well worth trying out if you haven't already. I'm just going to quickly see if we've unlocked any other cars by winning that race. I'm not sure if we do unlock cars the more races we win or not. I know there is at least one that I've seen that I haven't yet come across. Saw it in, I think, the trailer for the update or whatever, but yeah. It's a fun game regardless. Yes, there we go. So we've unlocked this one. So it's called the Delizia Calabroni. So we have had a Delizia before, I believe. Or am I misremembering? Oh no, yeah, Delizia there. Delizia Type 86. I found this a bit of a handful, quite frankly. That had 170 horsepower, 112 mile an hour top speed, and weighed nearly 3,200 pounds. 4-speed transmission. This one weighs only 1,609 pounds, has 135 horsepower, and can do 116 miles an hour from a 3-speed transmission. So as you can see, it's a lot more aerodynamic. It's got more aerodynamic wheels, a more aerodynamic shell and body. That's why it has that extra top speed, despite having less power than the Type 86. Granted, it is only 4 miles an hour, but that could make or break a race, quite frankly. And with the reduction in power, as you can see, it's got more in the way of grip, or as much in the way of grip, but better braking and actually better acceleration, probably because it's only a 3-speed rather than a 4. So yeah, we'll try that out in the next episode. But nonetheless, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.